We speak of energy as if it's distant, as if it floats somewhere above us, abstract and unreachable. But energy isn't ethereal. It's immediate. It's practical. It's the silent language your body has been whispering to you since birth. And among all the ancient maps drawn to navigate this subtle terrain, none are as precise or misunderstood as the chakras. You've heard the word. Maybe you've seen the colors, the spinning wheels, the neatly stacked symbols aligned up a meditating figure's spine. But these aren't just symbols. They are codes, real, energetic centers wired into your nervous system, into your endocrine glands, into your psychology. And yet, for most people, chakras remain nothing more than a concept, a decorative idea, a word tossed around in yoga classes or spiritual books, disconnected from daily life. But the truth is, your chakras are not abstract. They are tools, functional systems designed for interaction, not idolization. Take the root chakra, for example. It's not about red stones or tribal chants. It's about survival. It governs how safe you feel when you're alone, how you respond when money is tight, how grounded you are when everything around you begins to fall apart. When your root chakra is blocked, you might find yourself anxious, unmotivated, or dissociated. When it's open, you feel unshakable, solid, capable of standing your ground. Or the sacral chakra. It isn't just about pleasure, it's about flow, emotional, creative, relational. It's the energetic signature behind how you express yourself, how you trust others, how you allow intimacy in or push it away. Every relationship you've ever had carries the fingerprint of your sacral energy, balanced or not. These centers, these so-called wheels of energy, aren't hidden. They manifest in the way you eat, sleep, speak, create, and love. Your chakras are not passive forces. They are living patterns, constantly broadcasting information about who you are and where you're blocked. And they don't require complex rituals or rare crystals to work with. All they need is your attention, your curiosity, your willingness to feel, because the body never lies. It keeps score, and the chakras are its storytelling centers. What if you could listen to that story? What if you could decode the energetic blueprint that's been shaping your reactions, your habits, your health? The truth is, you can, but it requires a shift, not in belief, but in perspective. To stop viewing energy as spiritual and start seeing it as sensory, observable, measurable, useful. Because when you begin to feel your own system, not just in meditation, but in traffic, at work, in conflict, something shifts. You stop reacting blindly and start responding consciously. You stop collapsing into stress and start stabilizing through awareness. This is not magic, it's mastery. And it begins not with a chant or a crystal, but with one question. Where in my body is my truth trying to speak? Your body is always talking, but you've been taught to ignore its language. You feel tightness in your chest during confrontation, but you push through it. You feel heaviness in your gut before making a decision, but you override it with logic. You get a lump in your throat when you're not speaking your truth, but you call it stress. These are not just physical sensations. They are energetic signals. They are your chakras trying to communicate through the only method they have, your body. The third chakra, located at the solar plexus, governs personal power, confidence, will. When it's activated, you walk into a room and people feel your presence without a word. When it's blocked, you second-guess every move, every word, every idea. This isn't philosophy, it's biology. Your solar plexus is wired directly into your enteric nervous system, your gut brain. The chakra system is not just metaphysical, it's anatomical. Then comes the heart, not the symbolic heart, but the energetic nexus that determines whether you experience life with trust or with armor. The fourth chakra isn't about romance, it's about coherence, integration. It bridges the lower, survival-based instincts with the upper, vision-based centers. It is balance made flesh. When the heart chakra is open, forgiveness flows easily and empathy feels natural. When closed, every gesture of love feels threatening. Every vulnerability is a risk. Many people think they're broken-hearted. In truth, they are energetically congested, and that congestion has a sound, a weight, a frequency. The throat chakra, the fifth, is perhaps the most misunderstood. It's not only about speaking, it's about authenticity, alignment. You can say all the right words and still have a blocked throat chakra if those words aren't real, if they aren't yours. And you can be silent and still be fully expressed if the silence is truthful. The fifth chakra isn't about volume, it's about resonance. Each of these centers can be felt, tracked, observed. You don't need to imagine them spinning or glowing. You only need to ask, where do I feel tight? Where do I feel numb? Where does energy move easily, and where does it freeze? The body keeps the score, yes, but it also holds the keys. When energy flows freely, you feel clarity, ease, coherence. When blocked, you feel foggy, reactive, disconnected. You don't need to memorize ancient Sanskrit names to work with this system. You need to listen, and you need to trust what you feel, even when it doesn't make sense. Because the chakra system isn't about theory, it's about feedback. Your body is your feedback loop. Your emotions are messengers. Your energy isn't random, it's precise, intelligent, and constantly responding to the way you live, think, and feel. This is the first step in practical energy work, not controlling your chakras, but collaborating with them. Because when you stop trying to fix yourself and start trying to hear yourself, healing begins without force. The question is, are you ready to listen? Now we move upward into the higher chakras. The sixth center, the third eye, has been romanticized into mysticism, but its function is profoundly practical. It governs perception, not just what you see, but how you see. It's the filter through which you interpret reality. When this chakra is open, intuition sharpens. Patterns become visible, illusions dissolve. You don't just gather information, you understand it. You connect dots others can't even see. When blocked, perception becomes distorted. You either overanalyze or blindly trust. You confuse fantasy with insight. The third eye isn't about seeing spirits. It's about seeing clearly, inwardly, and outwardly. It's the difference between walking through life on autopilot and walking with awareness. Then there is the crown, the seventh chakra. The crown chakra is not about religion, it's about remembrance. The remembrance that you are not separate from the cosmos, but an expression of it. That your thoughts aren't isolated, they are part of a field. That your soul isn't confined to your body, it moves through it. When the crown is active, silence becomes spacious, stillness becomes full. You begin to trust life not because it always makes sense, but because you feel its rhythm. You sense a deeper intelligence guiding the unfolding, and you stop resisting what arises. Together, these 7 centers form a complete map, from survival to spirit, from base instincts to transcendent insight. But this map is only useful if it's lived, embodied, applied in the moments that test you most. The arguments, the fears, the rejections, the unknowns. Because the chakras are not about escaping life, they are about engaging it fully. Every blocked chakra isn't a flaw, it's feedback. Every pain point is an opportunity. Every energetic contraction is a signal, not a sentence. Your system isn't punishing you, it's guiding you. And when you learn to read your energy like a language, you stop searching for answers outside. You realize that your body has been your teacher all along. A teacher that whispers, that nudges, that invites. A teacher that never left you, even when you abandoned yourself. So if you've made it this far, you're already listening. And if you're ready to keep unlocking these truths, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell, because what's coming next could change the way you live in your own skin. Now pause and ask yourself this: what part of your body, your life, has been speaking the loudest? And what might happen if you finally listened? Listening is only the beginning. Once you recognize the messages your body sends, through tension, sensation, fatigue, or heat, the real work begins. Integration. Because awareness without embodiment is just theory. And this journey isn't about more concepts. It's about contact with yourself, with your inner structure, with the flow that has been whispering beneath every breath you've ever taken. Integration means applying what you feel. It means that when your root chakra signals instability, maybe through chronic anxiety or the feeling of being ungrounded, you respond not with avoidance, but with grounding practices. Stillness, connection to the earth, breath that drops you into your hips, your feet, your spine. It means when your sacral energy stirs with unexpressed emotion, instead of numbing out with distraction, you allow movement. You dance, you write, you speak, you cry. You let the water element of your being move like it's designed to. It means that when the fire of your solar plexus flickers weakly, you ask yourself, where have I given my power away? Where am I shrinking when I'm meant to shine? It's about presence over performance, and presence is what the world lacks most and needs most. This is why working with your chakras isn't woo. It's wisdom. It's learning to relate to yourself not just through intellect, but through intimacy, with your own energy, with your own needs, with your own life force. It's also about honesty. Because this system will show you things you've been avoiding. It will point you to grief you haven't faced, anger you've suppressed, needs you've silenced. And when it does, you have a choice: close the door again or open wider. There is no healed state. There is only deeper awareness. And deeper awareness leads to deeper choice. Choice to hold yourself differently, to hold others differently, to stop operating from wounding and start operating from wisdom. This is how the energy body evolves, not by bypassing discomfort, but by being willing to feel it all and move forward anyway. The chakra system is alive, it's fluid, and it evolves with you. It reflects your truth, not your ideals, not your image, but your actual experience. So when you say you're grounded, your root chakra either agrees or disagrees. When you say you've let go, your heart either softens or tightens. There's no pretending with energy. That's the beauty and the challenge of this work. Because your body never lies, and your energy is always listening. And it's in that listening, the quiet, consistent tuning in, that transformation begins to take root. Not the flashy kind. Not the dramatic spiritual awakening that explodes in a single moment, but the slow, grounded, cellular remembering that builds day by day, breath by breath, sensation by sensation. You begin to notice the little things first, the way your voice steadies when your throat chakra is open, the way decisions feel lighter when your solar plexus is aligned, the way boundaries become less about defense and more about clarity when your root is anchored. You stop asking others to validate your experience because you feel it directly. This is energetic sovereignty, And sovereignty doesn't mean isolation, it means responsibility. The realization that your state of being is not just a reaction to the world, it's a contribution to it. Because your energy speaks before you do. When you walk into a room, your field communicates. Not just what you say, but what you carry, what you hide, what you radiate. People feel you, even when they don't know what they're feeling. This is why alignment matters, not for spiritual status, not to be good, but because misalignment costs you energy, and energy is your most valuable currency. Every blocked chakra is an energetic leak. Every unresolved emotion, a static in the signal. You don't fix this with affirmations alone. You fix it with attention, with honesty, with realignment. You return to your body like a home you forgot how to live in. And when you do, you start to recognize patterns, not just within yourself, but around you. You see how your relationships reflect your energy, how your opportunities follow your openness, how your limitations echo your internal blocks. And most importantly, you realize something that changes everything. You are not broken. You never were. What you called broken was simply disconnected. Disconnected from breath, from body, from sensation, from your own wisdom. The chakra system, when understood practically, is a roadmap out of that disconnection and into coherence. So don't rush the process. Don't chase perfection. Just return again and again to the language of energy, the language of your own aliveness. Because in a world built to keep you distracted, choosing to feel is a revolutionary act. And when you reclaim your energy, you reclaim your life. And when you reclaim your life, something ancient stirs. It's not just a shift in feeling, it's a shift in identity. You no longer relate to yourself as a bundle of reactions, but as a being of rhythm, of resonance, of direction. You stop asking the world, "Who should I be?" and instead start asking your own energy, "What am I already becoming?" And what you're becoming is not a new version of you. It's the original one. The one who was never disconnected in the first place, only distracted, only silenced, only layered beneath survival strategies and stories inherited from generations who never had the space to feel. But now you do. You have space to breathe, to listen, to realign. This isn't about transcending your humanity. It's about illuminating it. It's about walking the world as someone whose energy is awake, not perfect, but present. You begin to live in rhythm with your own system. When you need to ground, you know how. When you need to create, you open. When you need to speak, you trust your voice. When you need to rest, you stop apologizing for it. And this isn't just spiritual hygiene, it's spiritual maturity. Because when your chakras are aligned, you're not just managing your energy, you're offering it to others, to your work, to the collective. You become a tuning fork for coherence in a world addicted to chaos. This is why the chakra system matters, not because it's trendy, but because it works. When it's stripped of superstition and returned to the body, the chakras become what they were always meant to be. Tools for clarity, not confusion. Anchors for presence. Gateways to inner stability in an unstable world. You don't need more beliefs. You need better attention. Because when you begin to live in tune with your energy, life begins to meet you with synchronicity, with flow, with grace. Not because you forced it, because you finally aligned with it. So the next time you feel blocked, stuck, or lost, don't ask what's wrong with you. Ask instead, what is my energy trying to show me that I've been too distracted to feel? That question might just change everything.